lights, people.
Living just a
Found emotion and hiding somewhere in the night.
Look at all the people on the field.
Don't stop believing. Yeah. We were pretty good. Houston brought it, man. Are they not going to finish? They want us to keep going? The power went out. Yeah. The drummer is playing. They lost their power. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. They broke, something broke. Something really did break, and they had to run off and grab something. All these guys over here are got flashlights. They're trying to fix something that broke. Something did break.
Oh, we thought it was all like we were supposed to
Yeah,
sing.
we thought we were supposed to sing. They got guys scrambling all over. Have y'all ever been to a concert where on purpose the musician, the band will stop and allow the audience to take over? That's what we thought was happening.
Yeah, we thought that was on purpose.
We thought that was on purpose and that we were doing so good and they were just really enjoying all of us Texans, giving it our very best. Don't stop believing. And then all of a sudden we realized that they were rushing the band off stage. Hold on to that feeling. Yeah. Guys with flashlights are running all over the place. Security has surrounded the band. Street lights, people.
Yeah, all of a sudden everybody starts paying attention and realize something's wrong.
Don't stop. I just keep singing. I'm thinking, man, we must sound really good. They don't even need a band for us. They'll just tell us what song to sing, and Houston's just going to sing it. Well, guess what? We were wrong. It wasn't because we sounded so darn good. They had an electrical fire, and they had to shut down the whole show. So we got two songs and a snippet.
Yeah, like literally like the intro guitar.
2 longs and an intro.
So I have, yeah. So my little conspiracy theory heart started going crazy. And Lester's like, all it was an electrical fire.
No, all I said was, let's get the hell out of here.
That's true.
My first instinct is something's wrong.
Leave.
There's flashlights, there's security. Get out.
The way that they hauled the band up, that's not true. That's not true.
Don't stop believing.
That's not true.
Like, get out. Let's go now.
That's not true.
That is sort of true.
That's not true. I was ready to go and told my dad, let's go. My dad's like, wait, that was my favorite song.
Yeah, that's my favorite song. And I met some friends here next door.
Dad was having the time of his life. And I'm like, we have to leave.
Good. We're in a packed house. There's 80,000 people there.
And they did not say electrical fire. All that we saw was them come out with security, surround the band members, and escort them out and back. And I instantly, Lester was like, we need to leave. Actually, you said it to me. And I was like, yes, we do.
I was terrified because I always assumed the worst.
I grabbed Dad, and Dad is like singing his heart out. He met friends next door, all those things. So we hurried up and got the hell out of the building. Now, once we got out of the building, of course, I had to pee. And that's where Lester's like, we need to keep walking. I'm like, no.
Because at that point, they had made the announcement to exit the building, and there are thousands, and people are panicked.
It's flooding out.
And they're flooding out, and Jamie has to go pee. And I'm like, no. Go.
We were out of the building. We were at the porta potty, so I felt safer. But Lester was like, you're just gonna have to hold it. And I was like, that's not gonna happen.
I wanted to be out of there. And sure enough, when she finally comes out of the porta potty, I'm like, go. Now there's golf carts that I guess the high rollers pay for people to escort them or drive them to their vehicles. So now golf carts are coming all over the place and trying to grab people and get them out of there before all the traffic goes crazy.
Very stressful. Very stressful. And we just wanted to be able to exit and get away from it all, because I mean that's 80,000 people in a building plus everything outside and all the people outside still. So I have no idea what happened, but
and
we
then
left.
as we were leaving, we saw all of a sudden security blocks the road. All the police motorcycle security guys blocked the road. Now we're all trapped. Cars are leaving, everyone's leaving, and also here comes the
band in
the
their
band. They had rented or bought, or I don't know how they travel, but maybe like 10
they have a black vehicle
Escalades.
motorcade. Yeah,
It's kind of the way that the dignitaries travel, like a black motorcade with all black vehicles, and they all have been trained to drive right on each other's ass. And the police blocked the road. We were right in the front where they blocked us. And there's an officer right there making sure everyone stops. And here comes these 10 cars, zoom, zoom, zoom,
flying
zoom,
out of
zoom,
there,
zoom.
which made my little conspiracy theory heart go crazy.
I'm like, what in the hell's going on here?
My mind would not have blocked the road and exited the premises with them for a tiny little electrical fire under the stage. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. That feels like a much higher protocol of something. Plus, let's be honest here, it's not even Steve Perry in The Real Journey. So like that also was like, whatever. But yeah, we got to see a 2.1 song concert, and my poor dad was so hyped to be there, and he got to hear his daughter sing in his ear.
Can I play that little snippet one last time for people who didn't join in time?
I don't care.
For our Facebook people who are jumping in quite a bit late, Jamie and I.
Oh, by the way, choose and happy Saturday.
Yes, and we're tired. If we sound tired, it's because we are. We don't go to bed as late as we went to bed last night. But after we left the concert,
it's really hard to drink with this lid. I'm taking it off.
Yeah. No, and we understand the importance of getting the celebrities out of there.
The safety of everyone is important.
Fans, and all of the protocol. You can see it all falling into place. We didn't know what was happening, but we had really great seats. We were able to have a bird's eye view of what was happening. But you all have, just to kind of set the preface, you all know that sometimes in concerts, a band will stop singing and allow the fans to carry on the next verse of the song. And that's what we thought we were doing. We thought we were just like, they're like so much enjoying this Houston crowd and our enthusiasm and our love of Journey that they're going to just stop and let us sing for a bit. And however, that song, our part just kept dragging on and on and on and on. Strangers, anyway. And all of a sudden I happened to look from the crowd and look back at the stage, and I saw people like bum rushing the stage, like security, flashlights, waving people off. The guitar guy was as dumb as I was. He's sitting there like,
the big drummer. Yeah,
the drummer is sitting there just banging it out. And I'm like, well, he's still going. He has no idea.
But the rest of his band,
everyone else is hauling ass. The security's grabbing those guys and getting them off the stage. And I'm like, me and that drummer, man, we're still having fun. Let's watch that little scene one last time.
Trying to fix it. Look.
Everything started
It's a midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. It's a midnight train going anywhere.
Now it's just dust. And that guy.
There it goes.
I like this moment right here, though. Jamie and her dad. Her dad is sitting there just really living the best life. He's never had a chance to be up so close and personal. So he was really relishing the night. And of course, Journey was the band that he would listen to. I think he said when he was a
in high school,
teenager in high school, and that was his band. And this is beautiful here.
On and on and on and on. Running down the boulevard and shadows.
The funny part is, it's still at this point we don't know.
Yeah,
No one is noticing right now that the
We're all
band is
just
not going.
loving. Everyone's loving live. People are loving each other. No one cares that people are singing in your ear, and video cameras are out, and people are in selfie mode with their partners, and they're just catching all of these magic moments. And we had no idea that the band is being rushed off the stage. And then at some point, I'm like, you know what?
Street lights.
And now he's walking away. Look at the guy on the piano. He's like already up, trying to wonder where he's supposed to go.
Look at all the people on the field.
And then you heard me say it. I says, look, there's a lot of people running on the field.
Don't stop.
But I kept singing.
Yeah.
And look,
We were
look,
pretty
people
good.
coming up.
Houston brought it, man.
Yeah, Houston brought
Houston brought it, man.
Are they not going to finish? They want us to keep going?
Want us to keep going?
The power went out.
it. Oh, your dad a journey.
Yeah.
Thanks, BK.
The drummer is playing. They lost their power.
On the news this morning.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
The fans still don't know. I didn't know until I saw security.
They broke, something broke. Something really did break, and they had to run off and grab something. All these guys over here are got flashlights. They're trying to fix something that broke. Something did break.
Oh, we thought it was all like we were supposed to
Yeah,
sing.
we thought we were supposed to sing. They got guys scrambling all over the stage trying to fix it. Look, they got guys everywhere trying to fix this, whatever went out on them. We thought we were all singing on purpose, like they wanted us to sing.
Like, oh, this is where we're going. with
Yeah.
this.
And I'm like, wait, we got to keep going?
I didn't know any more words.
They completely stopped. And they're all like with flashlights running around all over the stage. Look,
Well,
That
yeah,
security
someone's
bringing
gonna
them
get fired
off.
over this one.
they're leaving. Concert's over.
Guys, they're taking the band off the stage.
Dad?
They're taking the
Crazy
band
part
off
to me-
stage.
I'm gonna take that down.
Pull it down.
So the crazy part to me is that so many people stayed in the stands just patiently waiting for it to get fixed. And we were walking up because we had to go up to the level to be able to exit. And as we're walking up, so many people are just like frozen in their seats waiting. And all I kept thinking about, because Lester and I are always aware of exits and all these other things, is like, are they not scared, or they have like no thoughts in their mind that something horrible could be happening, something intentional, or all these things? And I don't like to incite panic or anything like that. I just like to know that I'm leaving, and so is my family. But at the same time, I'm looking around, there's 80,000 people in that stadium.
So here's what I thought. I thought that because we all said, how come the announcer doesn't ask everyone to please exit politely? Because I think that with everything going on in the world right now, with the things that have happened, I think that if the announcer would have said to 80,000 people, we pardon the interruption, but we're going to have to delay the concert. Could everyone please exit the building in an orderly manner? People are going to get up and grab their families and haul ass, and people would get trampled. So I didn't expect to hear that message. And it wasn't until we were almost out whenever we began to hear those messages. And at that point, it was just a mass pouring out. And that's when Jamie had to go pee. Oh, Lord.
We were out of the building.
We were out of the building, but we were not out of harm's way. Anyway, listen, that was actually not the worst thing that happened last night. I'm going to go ahead and pretty much let Jamie take over this next section. But as we're driving home, thank God we got out of the parking lot. And
so
then
this is some really weird divine thing, because Had that concert still been going on, I wouldn't have had cell signal to receive the call that I did. So we were driving home. We were probably in the car 20 minutes.
Yeah. We're still in Houston.
We were still absolutely in downtown Houston. And I get a FaceTime from Kendra. And Kendra is just as white as a ghost, panicked, because my mom had messaged me 5 minutes before and said, our weather's really bad. I have my weather radio and I'm sleeping in clothes and shoes tonight. And so I had messaged Xander and said, our weather's, the weather's really bad. He goes, Mom, it's not good, but everything's okay. And 3 minutes later, Kendra called and a gigantic tree fell through their house, through 2 stories of their house, and crushed their house and landed 3 foot in front of her. And she called me instantly. And I'm still dealing clearly with my emotions around this, because I'm so grateful that they're okay. But
that tree went through their home.
That is the inside of their kitchen.
On the bottom floor.
That's the bottom floor. There's a top floor that it crumbled and crushed. And
Is that all you have of the video?
That's the only video.
I thought
that
you
I
had
have.
longer video.
I don't have any other video. All I have is pictures.
So that's okay. I don't think we can show pictures.
I just want to show one picture.
I just don't think we're going to, I don't know if we can pull it.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show it on there.
Oh.
So take that down.
And you'll have to also.
Oh, no.
Hold on, friends. Give me a moment, friends. Remove.
So this is last night, the tree.
A whole lot closer.
That has fallen on their house. Now, Xander FaceTimed me this morning because I was so confused as to what tree that is, because we just had his gigantic tree cut down this year because he was worried about it falling during a storm, because he had 100-year-old, like, huge oak tree. That is actually the top of a random tree that isn't even their tree that blew in and landed on their house. And unfortunately, their house is unlivable because it's
just it come apart. Their home, which is an older home, literally came apart. The fire department came out and says, you can't be in here, and it forced them to evacuate themselves out to his garage, which was okay.
Their garage is separate and detached, and it does have running water in it. And because of their dogs, that's where they want to stay, because you can't take 2 giant German Shepherds to a hotel. So we didn't see those pictures until about 2:00 this morning. Like, they're still sorting through everything and just trying to figure out what's what, make sure there was no electrical fire, that type of thing. But they slept out in their shop last night. They will have to empty out their house. They will not be able to go upstairs and get anything out of the upstairs because it's crushed.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know. And so I told Jamie, I know that when you wreck a car, at some point they'll tell you that the car is totaled. The word that we use is totaled, where it's beyond repair. And we're afraid, based on what the fire department said last night, based on what Xander's dad and what Jamie's mom, who have actually seen everything, are saying, that this house is beyond repair. This old home, that Xander's first home, that's what's kind of sad. He and Kendra had bought this a couple of years ago. So excited about finding the right place. And anyone who knows about this county that they live in know that you just can't buy. People don't sell. Clinton County, this is something that's weird to me, because people around here buy and sell all the time. But where Jamie's lives, people don't sell to outsiders. They don't sell to someone who's not. My
brothers call me.
Okay. Take this. They will let land sit there and homes will rot, but they will not sell. And so Jamie's been on the phone all day. She's on the phone with her brother right now, who's going to go have a look at it. But I did not know. And so Jamie's like, there's nowhere else for them to go. There's like, that was a deal that they had come across, and just a blessing right down the street from Jamie's mom, which made it all wonderful, just made it so perfect. And now to find out that the entire outside wall has split from the main home. So you have your main home, picture a 2-story home, first floor, second floor. Then when it comes down, here's your other wall completely split away from the house. Just like the whole wall has split, which means the house is unstable and they don't want them inside the house. So needless to say, this is a lot more Jamie's story than mine, but you guys know she just had to walk away on a phone call. She'll be back to finish her story, but Jamie's going to have to cut her visit with her dad short, and they're both going to be flying back home tomorrow to do what they can to help Xander. Everything that involves having to go inside the house and take whatever they can out. And of course, like she said, they can't get upstairs. So whatever's upstairs is, I guess, I don't know what they'll do. And then I guess they'll just have to demolish the house. I don't know how it works, guys. I've never been involved in any of that kind of cleanup. But like Jamie said, the house, the tree that came over from a block away. So that had to have told you right there the strength of the wind, and more than likely a tornadic type wind. So I'm blessed that Xander and Kendra are okay. That's what I told Jamie, that focus on that. You know, at some point they can find another home. If they have to rent, they can rent a home, and that's fine. But I get that that was like that's your dream. That was your first home, and a home that they both had put a lot of work into. Xander's quite a hard worker, so he was excited about having his garage where he was able to have his own little man cave area with his own little bathroom, or at least a half bath. So no, it's yesterday was quite the day. We had started off lots of fun with Jamie's dad and going to see the concert. Then the concert got canceled for whatever the reason was during the concert. And then we get that news on the way home that their part of Illinois had just had horrible storms. And if any of you all are also in that part of the country, you may have also experienced that set of thunderstorms. Not real sure. So yeah, it was a roller coaster of a day. And so now Jamie and her dad will be leaving tomorrow. It was a day earlier for Jamie's dad. And then Jamie's going to fly out with him so she can go back home and do whatever she can to help out and get her son and her daughter-in-law settled and resettled, or whatever she has to do. So that's the way our Saturday and our Friday is worked out for us. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to join us yesterday when we went live from the rodeo. We weren't real sure if we'd be able to do that or not with the signal issues and so many people, but I did. I went live from Jamie's phone, from Suits to Boots, her channel, while we were actually inside a part of the exhibit part of they call it the arena. It's not actually I'm so sorry. It's like the exhibit hall. And we saw a lot of the artwork that they had put on display for the show. A lot of the cows. We saw some really beautiful cows. And I would say for the most part, there were a lot of folks who stayed tuned to that, even though it was me narrating, not Jamie. And I think that a lot of people found themselves intrigued with the behind the scenes of what goes on at a livestock show and rodeo. And then, of course, Houston is a very large show. I know other states put on equally large rodeos. Some states are more known for the rodeos than others. But Houston is obviously our largest, a lot larger than Dallas or any other city in Texas. Houston goes all out. And so we were able to go into the exhibit hall and walk along the cows, which was really neat. We saw, now they did not have a Longhorn show because Longhorns, so the rule is no horned cattle. They don't allow horned cattle for safety reasons. So Anyway, so all of these cows were not horned, and it was a really neat show. But then, of course, making our way out, we found wonderful food to eat. Jamie's dad, I think, had a great time. So there was one Longhorn. They do have this one display where they have all these different cow breeds set up. And these are not part of the show. They're only part of the display where you can walk by and see the many different breeds of cattle. And Jamie did spot what she says is the most beautiful Longhorn she's ever seen. It was a steer, wasn't it? So it was a bull they had cut into a steer, and he was someone's pasture art. That's all he was. A steer like that is nothing more than pasture art for somebody. They probably work with him enough to take him to different shows. They always post the brand or the name of the ranch out front, and that's how they learn to attract people to their ranch to sell their product. So that is a hell of a bull. He was gorgeous. Probably almost twice the size of Tex. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, he was gigantic.
The horns were just amazing, just perfectly symmetrical, and they had the girth of Waylon's horns, yet the length of Marilyn or Jezebel's horns, but the curvature just made them very, very unique. And then his markings alone were like a coffee color. If you didn't see it, it's on Jamie's channel, From Suits to Boots. We went there on her YouTube, and it was a really neat part of the lives that we did. What happened on the phone just now? What's going on?
Jake, my brother Jake, just went there and just did an assessment, and then made sure Xander had the power turned off to the house so that if anything was pulled, that there's no.
Okay.
But Xander already had that done, so he was super happy about that, and he said that it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. And he offered, it was really sweet. He goes, Xander already had, bed set up out in the shop from last night. They slept out there. And he goes, and he said that he was really proud of him for, that he had buckets and things in places just in case it rained last night. And he goes, if it rains, is going everywhere. And he goes, he's trying to think of everything. And at, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're emotionally just wrecked from what's, just happened. And
that's your home. Yeah. That's your largest investment.
And when Kendra called, and she said she was standing at the fridge and that thing speared through the roof right next to the sink. That was 3 foot away. And she said she just froze, and like, she just didn't know what to do in that, in that moment. And, I feel so bad because that's really traumatic to live through.
No, I can't imagine.
But Jake said that he told them they're welcome to come stay with him. And he said, I invited them over for dinner because they're probably going to be using their microwave in the shop for the next couple months. And I just asked if he knew any contractors, and he said, yes.
So Jake is Jamie's brother.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of Jakes in our life. Sorry. So I have a brother, Jake. The youngest brother, and fortunately, this is kind of crazy. My family is very resourceful, so y'all know the Morrows are very resourceful, and when disaster strikes, everybody pulls together. I get emotional.
It's okay. Well, don't for the person who said Xander should come here, that would be fine. But Xander has a job. He works for a union job, a wonderful job. And he would never, ever, ever make that kind of, well, he's still also schooling. I guess he's an apprentice for a union job as an electrician. So you guys who are familiar with up north and the way your unions work, you don't leave those kind of jobs. That would be foolish.
No, their pension is incredible. Their benefits are incredible. Like
that. And like your dad was saying, because Jamie's dad, similar, Jamie's brothers also do all that same thing. They make 2 to 3 times more per hour up there working with the union than they would ever make down here. And then, of course, down here, they would never find the kind of work because it's so diversified with all of the different groups who live here. So
my family is all, wanting to help, but we have to wait for the insurance adjuster. And I also texted my insurance agent, or Xander's and both of our insurance agent, and just made sure that there was nothing else that I needed to do from that standpoint. And you know, it's just an emotional thing, and like having family pull it all together, and it's a lot.
But thank you guys so much for thinking about Xander and Kendra. But we're going to figure it out. You know, Jamie and I will sit down and we will figure out what has to be done.
There's my brother again. I'm sorry.
Jamie's mom is calling now. No, but it's hard to come onto a live and just be so happy and jolly and cheerful, knowing that you have someone so close to Jamie and her son and her daughter-in-law who are going through and it's going to be this is not going to be anything that can be fixed overnight. Yes, that's her child, y'all. That's her kid. Yes, absolutely. So we feel bad for Jamie's dad having to cut his trip short. I think he's been really enjoying himself. Jamie's dad's not one to be on camera. That's not his thing. He understands what we do, and he completely respects what we do for a living. But cameras are not his thing. That's just not something that he has any interest or desire to do. So Beth says, yes, that's her baby and always will be. Absolutely. That is her baby. But and then Jamie can't be here. I think that you guys understand when tragedy strikes, you want to be close to your family. You need to be close to your family. So I will absolutely hold down the fort. I assured Jamie I can do the checks. I can do everything that needs to be done. I can manage both properties. We'll put a couple of things on hold that may have been in the works, but that is just what you do. That's how you do. That's how you roll. So everything okay?
Yeah. Did you tell them I'm going up there?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You can talk about it though. I didn't say timelines or anything like that.
The only timeline I have is that I'm sad that we had to shorten my dad's trip, and I told him that this morning. But if there was a flight at 2 a.m., I probably would have been on it in the morning. But Lester was like, let's calm down. Let's see where you're best served. And let's make sure that you're going there with as clear a mind as you can.
Well, I just wanted someone to see it by daylight.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can see some things at night, but I wanted people to see it by daylight, people who we trust. And Jamie's mom is very smart, and she is really good eyes on the ground. And having her say that, and of course Jamie's brothers, who will probably at some point both run by, who are just really smart with what they do. I wanted to have more than just.
I have a family of construction workers, like to be really retired or not, I have very handy blue collar family. And by 8 o'clock this morning, the whole family knew. The whole family was taking point on what they were going to do and who was going over there. And that's what made me emotional.
Yeah.
But
and then, funny story here in my mind, I'm like, Jamie, don't worry. I have a solution. What we can do is just go ahead and have the house demolished, and then we'll try to find them a mobile home. And Jamie goes, Lester, this town does not allow mobile homes. I don't know. This town does not allow mobile homes.
yeah.
And even RVs are only temporary. You can't live in an RV permanent. So
it's a little bit different there than it is here.
A little bit different there than where it is here. And you guys, I know that we're all scattered all over the country, maybe even some of you guys parts of the world. But I'm like, we'll just get them a double wide. We'll just try to help them find the right double wide and get them set up, and they'll be back in a home in no time. And she goes, Lester. And she just kind of like did her eyes. She's like,
well, okay. First of all, they have to be built for tornadoes, and they're not. And then so they don't put them in. They don't put them in town. They have codes you have to follow and all kinds of things, and they don't have an ordinance to allow that, sadly.
And so I'm like, RV, we could haul an RV up. And she goes,
There's a lot of people that have the same thing.
So you guys know that. I don't know. Is that an HOA thing? Is that just the
City-
neighbors would kill you?
No, it's city
They would wrap
code.
your house. They'd burn it down. Is
It's
city code.
So
And then don't forget that mobile homes in general, guys, everyone knows this. There are certain parts of the country that you can't have them because of the tornadoes and the tornadic winds, the heavy snows. I mean, let's just face it. They're not built to the same standards as what a structured home on a foundation is. An example of that is whereas the guy who builds your home on a foundation will use 2x4s for your studs. In a mobile home, to make them lightweight, they use a 2x2. You know about that. So instead of having a 2x4, they use a 2x2. And so they try to cut corners everywhere they can. And that's fine for people who live in certain parts of the country where you don't have the winds, you don't have the heavy snow, you don't have the weight on a roof. You know what I'm saying? But other parts of the country, everyone knows that would be a horrible idea because that just would not hold up to that type of climate and weather.
fortunately, their shop is not attached to their house, and their shop actually has Zaner has a propane heater out there, and then he also has the previous owner was a mechanic and put an AC out there. It also has a bathroom with a toilet and running water. So he is going to have to build himself a shower of some sort. Yeah.
Jennifer says it real clear. Lots of town ordinances do not allow modular, mobile, or RV. And you know what's crazy is even in that little, I'm just going to call it a shanty town in front of there in Plum Grove, they will allow mobile homes, but they don't allow people to live in RVs. Yeah. If you have an RV, it must be parked behind your residence and you cannot live in it. So it's crazy the way certain people allow certain things, but
so we will
I don't know the answer to that, lady.
Union jobs in the UK are different than union jobs here. Union jobs here are they're an organization that supports certain types of contractors and represents them in their contract negotiations and all kinds of things. And I do not know all of the ins and outs of that. I just know that you can have a union electrician or a non-union electrician. And depending upon what type of job it is, that's how they hire it out. And there's all kinds of layers and things that go into that.
And I'm not a conspiracy kind of guy. I watch a lot of TV. And I don't know why, but I feel like all unions up north are run by mobsters.
That's not true.
That's how I feel. I just feel
that
like
is
mobsters.
Not true.
I feel like deep down, the mobsters run every one of them. And that's how they're able to demand that this is a union job and we get union pay. And if you try to go outside of us, well, I'm just saying, I can't control what happens to your business, you know, in the late night hours. We'll protect your place for you, but it's going to require some protection money.
We have a bunch of different perspectives on conspiracy theories, okay? Mine are like, we didn't go to the moon, and the Titanic sank on purpose, and all kinds of things. And Lester's like, there's mobsters.
I always thought that unions were like all mobsters. The Teamsters were a bunch of mobsters, or their bosses were all mobsters. I don't know, y'all. Don't listen to me. Just you guys know not to listen to me. Sorry.
It's funny. No, so it's been an emotional time. I will leave first thing in the morning. I took the early.
Jimmy Hoff is dead.
Oh my God.
He was a mobster, and he
God.
was a Teamster, was he not, Jamie?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jamie, research it, Jamie. Someone says Lester might be right.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Tony. That's really helpful. But I'll leave first thing in the morning. Dad and I will take the same flight back to St. Louis. My dad is so sweet. He's like, here, I'll just drive you straight to Xander's. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to get a rental car because I don't know how long I'm going to stay, but I don't want Xander to take off work for the adjuster and things to come this week. I can work from their shed. I can work from anywhere, basically. So I'll work and be present for what, who needs to come and go. But like, it's my kid. I want to be there. I want to hug him. I want to help, but we are going to have to empty out his entire contents of his house so it doesn't mold.
I'm not trying to keep this so lighthearted, but Denise is right. Miss Denise says that's what we were taught from movies. And that is true, y'all. I mean, I don't know what movies you all watched when you were growing up, but we were taught, we were kind of like shown through Hollywood that a lot of unions were all mobster related.
I didn't know that.
You did not?
No, I
And
grew
so-
up with union families, so all I've ever known is like seriously, all of my family works for the union.
I know they may not be
Union.
They may not be the top mobster bosses, but I wonder if you traced your families, the bosses of the bosses of the bosses up high enough, if they're not all tied to
Listen,
guys who hang out in pizzerias
ain't nobody got time
down
for
in
that.
Jersey. Do you not
Okay.
think they don't hang out in
And-
Jersey in the back and they have their own table at the pizzeria?
What I know
We're
is
the
that
Teamsters.
my
and
dad is 64 and it was able to retire and have a pension. My uncle Brad was also able to retire and draw a pension. And now to know that my brothers and my son are on a path of, that or is just I'm all for it.
Guys, don't hate me. I am also for Jamie's family being so heavily invested into their unions. I think it's wonderful. And I think that what an opportunity for Xander, a young man, to be able to get out there and start earning a pension and getting some work in, and they get paid so much for overtime. And
that there's work available. So that's part of it as well, is that if Xander works for a company that's in the union and they don't have enough to keep him busy or for his learning experience, he has to transfer companies so often because he needs to learn it all in a versatile amount of jobs. It's an incredible learning experience that will last him a lifetime.
there you go. Thank you, sweet lady, for saying that. I'm not completely off.
Are you not drinking any coffee? Are you okay?
I am. And look you over here. A table at the pizzeria in Jersey.
The back table.
The back table. And those guys also wear tracksuits. They probably wear tracksuits, Adidas tracksuits, and they come in from all guys. I'm just telling you, I watch a lot of TV, Jamie. You want more coffee, baby?
Yeah.
We got tiny cups, y'all. You don't know this, but someone gifted me some tiny hands.
They're the cutest. I do know this. I watched that live.
You watched the live where I got
Aren't these
tiny
cute?
hands.
They're little tiny. It says coffee in the Coca-Cola design.
I should
they're
have brought
really
my little
cute.
tiny hands home. They'd be so cute serving
You
our
should
tiny
have
cups.
wore them to the rodeo last night. That would have been great.
I don't know if your dad would get my humor.
He probably wouldn't notice it. Thank you all so much for all the gifts for Xander and Kendra. That's gonna be much appreciated. I sent my mom to the store this morning for totes because they're gonna need that. And then Xander had his shop, so he's got like extra copper wire out there and their four-wheeler and all this stuff. I was like, your day today is to clear out the shop because you're going to make it into your home for the next couple of months. And I said, I'll be there tomorrow. You start cleaning this out and I'll, and then Kendra's job is to go inside and pull exactly what they need to live. And then
they're going to have to deal with, even though they have a toilet, they have no shower. They're going to have to rig up some kind of a shower.
I asked him, I said, how big's your water heater? And he's like 10 gallons. I'm like, well, it turns out you'll be taking some quick showers out there.
That's like the RV, very small, very quick showers.
But they'll make it. It'll be okay. I hate that that anyone has to go through it. I do, but I'm so thankful that they're okay. Like so thankful that they're okay because it could have been life altering.
This is interesting because this is what Jamie already went into last night, middle of the night. And I say it's probably 1 o'clock in the morning. She and I are soaking in the tub. She can't sleep. I could sleep, but I'm trying to be up for her. And she's trying to rent a pod.
I did too. I rented a pod. It'll be there on Tuesday.
And they're going to try to move whatever they can into their pod until they can figure out what's going to happen with their house. And that will be really, really neat. So thank you for that idea. And then also, I was thinking to myself, I always try to find the bright spot in everything. And I don't know this for a fact, but I know that here, our weather is we're having decent weather right now. It's not too hot. It's not cold. There's not mosquitoes and gnats and bugs eating us up. So I'm hoping that also up in Illinois, they are also experiencing the type of weather where they can be able to be more comfortable. It's not like blizzardy cold. It's not like extreme heat and humidity. Maybe you don't know.
I'm looking right now.
So Jamie's looking right now, but all I know is from what Jamie's dad said.
It's 26 tomorrow night.
Oh, so it is still cold.
So they're having a roller coaster. This is why the weather is so extreme right now. Look at these ups and downs right here. This is part of their problem. No, it steadies out here, but this weather pattern right here is where you have fronts similar to what we were experiencing here, just going up and down, and that sucks.
Yes.
Definitely going to take my new coat for that.
Yeah. So that 20 below freezing, I'm guessing all of his pipes though. Now that the house is exposed, that might be a problem because that means that the house, normally your pipes outside would be insulated, but your inside pipes, not so much. Right. So, but if the house is exposed, that means
there's no power. So there's no power on to heat their house because they had to turn it off. So we will have to turn off the water to their house
and drain it.
Yeah.
Whew. It's going to be a mess.
Thank you all so much. You're being so sweet. Thank you so much. They do have a grill, Jennifer, so he'll be able to cook on that. They're both they're like Lester when they stress they don't eat. I stood here and ate donuts while we got the live ready this morning because my stress is eat. So Xander and Kendra will probably be fine, and I'll make sure that, I keep them as nourished as possible this week.
So as far as the generator goes, Jamie said it, they have the garage, and the garage has been set up since Xander's been there for the last several years as kind of his man cave. So they have power to their garage. They also have heat in their garage, and they have running water to their garage with a 10-gallon hot water heater. And they don't need a generator.
They moved their fridge out this morning.
So they'll be able to have a fridge, and they'll make do. Xander will have to take all of his toys, like his truck and his toys out, his weight bench, and make it more of a home.
They'll be okay.
They have a place. They're not like homeless.
They're not like living in their car. They'll be okay. They just they have a lot ahead of them is really where it is. It's sad because it's my kids, right? Like it's my kids, and to know that they have to deal with this stress is like and the trauma of it actually happening. So like I'm emotional about that. I'm emotional because I'm not there right now. I'm emotional because my family's just like pulling together everything. It's
and you're not able to help. And then don't forget something else, that Jamie's family is a large family. And I know in a minute, Jamie's mom or Xander's dad or Jamie's brothers or her grandparents would have Xander and Kendra come and stay with them. They've all
offered,
but Xander has these two badass dogs, and all of a sudden those badass dogs are going to be the reason why they can't leave and go anywhere. They can't go to an apartment. They can't go to a motel. Because they're not going to leave their dogs. And before you go and think that's weird, just remember that many of you guys are equally attached to your pets, and you'd rather ride the ship. You'll go down with the ship before you leave your dogs behind or anything. So Xander's dogs are very familiar with them being home. They're not ones who stay days alone or even a day alone. So they're going to have some things to work on, but those dogs are going to be a part of their rebuilding process, and that's just something you're not going to talk Xander and Kendra out of. And those dogs just can't go stay with a neighbor because these are not nice dogs. They're nice to Jamie.
They're very protective dogs, but they have their, Xander put in a fence this past year at his house. Also, it made me sad because this morning when he called, he was like, Mom, we just redid the bathroom. And it was like a big on his own project, right? So like one of those things that you just one of those things that you just like, your heart sinks because here's your kid who tackled something really big on his own and it's just crushed, literally crushed. And you know, it's my kid. And like my mama heart just like jumped up. And then I looked at Lester. I was like, oh my God, that means you have to take care of everything and all the chickens and all, like there's a lot to handle here as well. And he was like, I got it. It'll be no problem. It'll be fine.
And I will have soft hands while I do so.
So yes, I will be on a plane first thing in the morning out and with my dad. My dad, that's the crazy part. So my dad yesterday, we're headed to the rodeo and he's like, can we stop at Lowe's? And we both look, what? What do you mean stop at Lowe's? He's like, well, I want to pick up some things to do some projects tomorrow. So I'm like, Dad, we're going to the rodeo. Like, this is kind of a big event. He's like, it's okay. I'll slide over. We can fit it in the back of the car. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the last thing that I'm doing is stopping at Lowe's to get boards and everything to stick out of the car and leave down here downtown. So this morning we got up and ran to Lowe's and my dad is outside now, like projecting his life away because that's my dad. My dad can only sit still for a short amount of time. He has a little bit more sit still than my mom does, but you know, he's relaxed enough. And today he was like, we're doing some things. I also want to take him he will see the jail north today for the first time too.
Yeah. So you don't got to worry about the property here. Everything will be fine. I can promise you that. And, especially now that we're only doing Rita and Roman 1 meal a day. You guys know that we've cut them back to 1 meal a day now that we got so much grass coming out. And so we're going to be fine.
Thank you all so very much. That's so sweet of you. You didn't have to do that. I'm sorry for being emotional this morning. I'm kind of a basket case. I probably slept an hour last night.
Someone says that should give me some great bonding time with the chickens. Guys, don't worry. I love the chicks as of right now. They're not dead to me yet. They will not be dead to me.
They're not dead until they crow.
Well, when they start squawking and making a lot of crazy noises and pooping on everything, that's when they'll become dead to me. But right now, they're not. I'm excited actually about being able to eat eggs without having to spend $8 a dozen, because we do eat eggs around here. And I can overlook some things for others, but I have this horrible fear that when all of these beautiful little chicks start shaping into either male or female, then we're going to have a whole lot of roosters jumping around.
I hope we don't.
I hope we don't, but I have a feeling that we're going to, because that's just my luck.
I'm hoping that there's like only
Jackie
one.
just cannot wait to hear me scream, hush it up! Don't worry, Jackie. I am warming my vocals up now for that.
Let's be honest. If
warming
those roosters are friendly, though,
they'll still.
If those roosters
squawk.
are friendly,
It don't matter.
You know who will love them the most? If there's a friendly rooster that will come up and spend time and greet, because I've seen a lot of videos where people like the roosters are like their companion animals. If there's some of those in there, I saw you out there crawled in the coop the other day, and he opens the doors to check on them in my office, like without being prompted to. So don't think.
No, they're cute. They're cute. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't want to have all the noise, because everyone knows if I drop myself off at Plum Grove for anything and I pull out my camera, guys, you can't go 30 seconds. You can't go a minute without counting 15 crows. And as a matter of fact, we did an experiment one time, and I says, okay, let's all just wait for 1 minute and count. And we counted 15 rooster crows in a minute's time.
I don't have an interest.
And
in
I
that.
says, and that means how many crows are there in an hour? So there were people who do math here, and we figured out that there's like 27,000 rooster crows in a day over at that property. Who can live like that? Because to me, they're like little devils in my ear, just like
Thank you, Lisa.
trying to make me go crazy. So I'm just trying to avoid that.
So there's a lot
If
of
I
questions.
can.
There's a lot of questions.
Let's answer some questions.
So one of them is, Jamie, does your dad, and has he enjoyed his trip in Texas? I think he's greatly enjoyed it. He absolutely loved the jail south, and he specifically loved the apartment here. And he's like, this is perfect. There's no, he goes, this is a great, it's all one layer. It's all, he's having some knee trouble from, all those years in construction. And he absolutely told me they absolutely loved it and just thought it was so beautiful. So yes, I think he's had a good time. Do you think he's had a good time?
Yeah, I do. I just hope that he's not making a hint like, you know what, this place is perfect. By the way, I'm retired.
No, he wasn't.
And there's no steps here. I could walk right inside your house and never have to step up onto anything.
No.
And you cook really
My
good.
mom made that same exact comment though. But no.
I'm afraid they're both going to want to start moving at some
hell
point.
no. Those two in the same place, that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen.
So the craziest thing about Jamie's parents is that even though they have been divorced for many, many, many years, they both wake up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning to smoke a cigarette. And then they also start their pot of coffee.
Hey, Hank.
Thank you for at least walking behind the
That was
computer
really
this
sweet,
time.
Hank. I don't really know how you manage that.
So
but
then they both start a pot of coffee, and then they both sit there on the porch from 5 in the morning, maybe earlier on, drinking entire pots of coffee, like entire pots of coffee.
I think it's because you only see the vacation part of them, maybe as well. Because otherwise, they would probably be up and doing at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, they've been divorced since I was 8 years old. They're a lot alike. They both work their asses off. They never stop. They both have a lot of skill and talent in the do space. And yeah. Hank. But no, I think he's had a good time.
Yeah, he's had a good time. Today, he is insistent that he get the storm door. Today he is insistent. He wants us to have a storm door. And I don't know why, but he just cannot take no for an answer. And he also insisted that he use his credit card to buy it because it gives him points. And I says, well,
And 5% off.
we don't really need a storm door for here. He goes, oh, yes, you do. And he was trying to give us all the reasons why we need a storm door. So this morning,
we're getting a storm door.
This morning, even with everything going on back up home, he wants to be at Lowe's at 7 o'clock. Now, listen, we didn't get to bed he went to bed probably at midnight last night.
I was up till
Jamie
2.
and I were up quite a bit later.
Maybe even
and
later than 2. But
this morning at 7 o'clock, he's ready to go to Lowe's. He wants to be there when Lowe's opens.
he told me he slept until 6.
So he slept in till 6. And so Jamie had to roll out of bed a lot earlier than what she wanted to and drive him to Lowe's and get that storm door. And I do believe he's probably waiting for us to finish this live to get started on it, huh?
I don't know. He might be doing it already.
He might be doing it already. I don't know. But hey, it's someone says that's just a northern thing. Is that true? Northern thing?
Where I'm from, this is very, yeah.
Yeah, well, he was saying that you can open your door and then open the thing and have the breeze blow through, but not have everything else come in. And I'm like, we don't really have a season here where we can just let air blow in. We either go from hot to cold. We don't really have the kind of seasons like you guys do where we have doors open with just fresh air blowing in. If we did, all of our walls would turn green with the humidity.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't. So, but he wants us to have a storm door. So I guess we're going to have one. Right.
We're having a storm door. He's fixing the door to the chicken coop. And there's something. He did tell me last night. He goes, Lester's tools are everywhere. And I was like, yeah, they look better than they used to. I was like, they have an area now. And he goes, well, last night I organized all the batteries and got them all charged before I went to bed.
Oh boy.
And then he goes, and then I was looking at his drill bits and I wanted to make sure that he had those aligned as well. So I started to sort through those. And I just giggled because okay, cool. But when my mom comes here,
Hey.
my mom does the same thing out in my greenhouse and ever like she cannot sit still. So he's doing the same exact thing, which is hilarious to me. Like,
Yeah, they were meant for each other. I don't know why they didn't last long.
oh,
but
they'll kill each other. They'll straight up kill each
They
other.
were meant for each other. Absolutely.
They totally clash. They're so alike that they clashed. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. As far as the, I see the questions about the possible rescue horses. Sometimes you would just have to put things on hold. And so we're going to have to take things and focus on what's more important right now. And obviously, Jamie leaving out of town for a few days to help things go and get back on track with her son and her daughter-in-law are a lot more important right now than bringing in any potential rescues. So just give us a chance to figure all of that out and stuff. He's not really an animal person. Her dad is more of a fisherman. He has lots of fishing stories. He's more the kind of guy that has a boat and likes to go into the lake to fish. You've all met Jamie's grandfather, which is his dad, who actually makes the fishing lures. So that kind of runs in the family, I guess.
Significantly.
He's also, even though he has a truck, he also has a motorcycle that he belongs to a motorcycle club. And so he does a lot of stuff with those guys. He says it's funny because you've all seen the movie Wild Hogs of the older biker gang, the older bikers. And he says that sometimes when all the fellas are going on a ride and all these bikes pull in to wherever they're going to stop, he goes, you can see customers getting nervous and all these customers are starting to try to hurry and pay their bill. All these customers want to hurry and get out of there until they pull off their helmets. And you realize they're a bunch of 80-year-old men.
60, 70, 80-year-old guys.
You don't feel quite so scary anymore when you realize that the bikers are not really 20 and 30-year-olds who just want to beat your ass. They just want to sit down somewhere and take a break because their knees are probably killing them. So that's kind of cute. But no, he does a lot with his biker friends. And
he goes to the gym, drives to his gym 3 days a week and goes to do that. But he's enjoying retirement. My dad worked. He's told us a lot about his jobs and the things that he's done over the years. And what my takeaway is from that is that he put 40 plus years into working about 7 days a week. And those were 12-hour days, and that he went where the work was. And I'll talk more about this later, but I feel like he didn't know that time was passing him by. Have you gotten that vibe too? Did you get the feeling that like he just kept working and he just kept working until one day, I guess his rep from the union, asked him about like what his retirement plans are. And it didn't even dawn on him that he was there, like he didn't even it didn't even register at that point in time. So I'll tell you more about that, but mostly my dad's been working. That's where he's been.
yeah, he's the kind of guy that has just dedicated his entire life to working. And that's kind of a trap you can fall into if you're not careful. We have something that we hung on our wall over here, and Jamie has to remind me of this all the time. It says, never get so busy trying to make a living that you forget to make a life. And, for what we do, and, especially me with the social media and trying to manage 2 channels, not only the video part of that, but also doing the lives on those, trying to make a living, trying to continue to afford the living that we've, found for ourselves and the lifestyle that we're living, is sometimes it's an all-day event. I mean, there's not a downtime. And Jamie wants to do this or do that or do something here or there. And I'm like, I can't. I got to be at the JL. I can't. I got to be, here. I can't. I got to do this. And I will say this. I've never neglected my kids. They've always come first, even despite my very, very busy work schedule. But I think that I have neglected Jamie in the fact of not going off with her on trips. So what I've done instead is I've taken you along with me. I Every time we go somewhere, I take y'all with me.
That's
I'm like,
so
dang
true.
it. I can't make a video because I gotta be on the road with Jamie, gosh darn it. So instead, I'll just go live on the road. And so y'all have had to come with me to the RV show. You had to come with me to the antique show. You had to come with me to the battleground, the Texas Monument. You had to come with me to the rodeo. If I cannot work from the comfort of my own home or with my own animals, fine, but you're going to come with me. And so Jamie doesn't mind. She knows that I have to work.
You know what's funny though is he's been having fun.
No, I love the fact that even though some people get sick of it, there's others who, if I could take direct quotes from a lot of folks, thank you for taking the 77-year-old woman to the rodeo, her first one ever. That was from last night. I think I may have even pinned that because here you have people, lots of people who have never in their life been to a rodeo. Thank you for taking us along to whatever. And then when I get ready to leave the live, I don't like to take up an entire day, but when I get ready to leave the live, there are some saying, wait, don't leave yet. Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm enjoying this. Please don't go yet. And it makes you realize that there's a lot of folks who are unable to get out and do things that they maybe used to do. And you're able to continue to give them the experiences that at one point in their life they were able to experience, and now they can't. So I love that part of it. And so that is, in a way, it's, you know, able to help us do what we do, or at least what I do for a living. And it's also given a chance for people to take field trips, you might say. Picture this over here. You know how like this is, I'm not calling everybody old, but you know how the retirement home will get their little bus and load people onto it and take them around town to play bingo or to do whatever. That's kind of what we do in a way. We kind of like load up the old people bus and off we go. Me with my bad knees. You're like in charge. So you got to keep us.
I'm the activities coordinator here for this bus.
You're the activity coordinator. I'm the guy with the bad knees. And we just get on our little bus and we beep, beep, and off we go on some kind of adventure. And I do that as much as I possibly can. Lester's phone is our bus, Sister Reese.
It's true. It's true. Sorry, sometimes I have to cut y'all off or cut me off because I like yesterday. I have to give Lester a hard time because he's like, here, let's go live from your phone. Like, you only have so much battery when you go in here, right? So he's like, let's go live from your phone while we walk around, and then I'll use my phone later for the rodeo.
Well, it's worse than battery. Battery is one thing because going live can drain a battery. But worse than that is YouTube knows there's people like me. And that whole thing that they call it day trading, that is a really popular trend right now. Is us going on trips is not something that Jamie and I just started. That's something that YouTube told us about a year ago, saying that the new trend in YouTubers is day trading, taking people out and about with you is what people are watching. And guys, it's so weird that it's true. There's people on the internet on YouTube that take people with them to the play slots at the casinos. And they just put their tripod right there and they're playing slots. And there are hundreds, maybe thousands who are watching that. And they take the truck drivers are putting their phones on a tripod as they drive their big rig around town or on a long haul. And people are watching that. And Jamie's putting her phone in front of an incubator watching chicks hatch
because it was awesome,
and people are watching that. You got a couple of hundred people who are watching these things
because it's special and it's awesome, and to be able to experience that even if you can't leave your home, because let's be honest, the world is also very expensive right now, and getting out and going and doing, maybe you physically can't, maybe it's a time constraint, maybe it's you're halfway across the country and those things aren't there yet for you. And I just think it's special and neat to be able to do that. And the world is at our fingertips for all of YouTube. It's not just us, but I love it. And I love that he has found a love in it. However, yesterday, what I was going to say is that I did not find a love of it yesterday when he literally disappeared. And my phone is also my wallet. So here we are at a shopping excursion and I am naked because he has his phone and mine.
Whoops.
And my dad is like, I gotta go sit down outside. Like, I just need to step outside and because there were a lot of people. Like, it was actually the most crowded rodeo that I think I've ever been to. And Dad was like, I just need some space. I'm like, okay, cool. But I couldn't tell Lester where we were, what to do. Why? Because he has my phone and his. And then I couldn't just leave Dad outside and me go shop and go do because Lester has my wallet as well. And I was like, I'm going to kill him.
I'm so sorry.
And then my dad doesn't have a YouTube app on his phone. So I'm trying, there's not enough reception to download YouTube. So I'm pulling up his Google to be able to look at where Lester is live and what he's videoing so I can go to that space to be able to find him. And I did it 3 times. And by the time that I would get into where he was just videoing, he was nowhere to be found. So like I was playing my own version of hide and seek yesterday in the worst way at that place. And all I could think about was he should have wore his yellow neon shirt because that's what he used to do. If you remember, you used to wear a yellow neon shirt so I could find you. But no, he looked like the sea of every other cowboy in there yesterday.
So I'm just showing y'all a couple of comments over here of different people who actually, for different reasons, actually do enjoy some of those things. The lady who enjoyed the Goodwill trip.
I love Goodwill.
The people who enjoyed going to eat ponchos with me and Jeff. And it's just a lot of fun. And so I've learned that if I can find a way, and I don't know how to say this, but if I can find a way not to impose on people, because I do notice that sometimes when I'm on my phone, I notice that there are some people who are still a little bit uncomfy having a camera walking around. But, you know, I just try to be aware of that, not talk too loud, not be too obvious with what I'm doing, not put a camera in someone's face. If I'm going to ask a question like I did yesterday, I asked several questions to people at the rodeo and I made sure not to put the camera in their face. So I will say one thing, and I need to go ahead and get this out of there. Today, I'm very sore, but it's not from what you think. She knows what it's from. Yesterday, I was very tired and I got out of the tub and I'd laid in the tub for way too long. And you know how sometimes when you get in the hot water for too long, it can kind of like dehydrate you and take even more out of you. So she kept saying, we got to go. It's time to go. And I'm like, I'm just beat that tub. So I'm on the bed, laying on the bed. And I'm like, all I had was a towel wrapped around me.
I did not whip him, Claire. I did not whip him.
No, maybe worse. And I says, Jamie, just pretend that I'm unable to get myself dressed. Let me keep resting and you please dress me. I wanted her to just see if she could completely dress me.
Keep in mind, he's laid out on his stomach all the way across the king size bed the wrong way, not near the edge.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
So all I had was the towel.
You would never put your person that far into the bed.
I had a towel wrapped around me, then I tucked it under. And so she's behind me and she grabs the towel and she starts yanking and yanking. She didn't take time to gently reach around and undo the knot. And so
I didn't know there was a knot.
The towel is pulling down and the knot goes right across my man parts, squeezes everything. And I'm like, ow!
So dramatic. Okay.
Did that not happen?
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt.
It did. I'm the one who it was hurting. So finally the towel's off. So then it felt a little bit awkward to be laying there completely butt naked. But now she's going to put my undies on. Okay. And
I rolled him over.
But she doesn't roll me over. She takes a knee, lifts it up, bends it, other knee, and she shoves me.
So dramatic. I barely touched him, and he's like, ow, ow, ow.
When she pulls my boxers on, she goes way up over my belly button. So the parts that should be contained inside the boxers, one is dangling out. And I'm like, look what you're doing. Just look what you're doing. I said, stop. You're being so rough.
Instead of being what he's like, what if you had to do this every day?
And then it was time for my shirt.
He was resisting. And
No,
you were truly,
no,
yes, he
no,
was.
no, there's no
And then
way.
He's laying down like this.
Because
okay?
my shoulders hurt. I have bad shoulders.
So I go to put his shirt on and I pull his shoulders down just like this. And he's like, ah, like screaming top of his lungs.
Because my shoulders
barely touched him.
My shoulders have to be moved this way and down. You don't just take them and yank them out. That
I didn't
hurts.
actually yank anything.
And yes, you did.
I didn't yank anything.
And then when she put on my deodorant, she was trying to tickle me. She got the deodorant. Come here, I'll show you how it feels. She took the stick of deodorant and she can't just do that like normal. She wants to go up and down into my rib cage. And so I'm trying to I was pretending like, I don't mean this in a mean way, but the actor that I used was that guy who used to be Superman. What's his name? Christopher Reeves. And I saw a documentary one time on Christopher Reeves after his accident. And I think all he could use was his head, right? He couldn't use anything else. And they had such really great caregivers who were so gentle and they could ease his arm into stuff. And I
was gentle.
No,
Lester,
you weren't.
Yes. Oh
No.
my God. And then if it was really happening, there's no way that you would have plopped across the middle of the bed the wrong way. You would be alongside. So I was like, realign yourself. So then I was able to do it the right way. And he still complained. I'm like picking up his knees and putting his socks on. He's like, finally, you did something right.
Then the socks were fine. She did the socks wonderfully. The socks were great. But
when
everything
it came time
else,
to pants, his little knees all flopping everywhere and stuff. And I'm like tucking it
I
in.
was trying to play like I was limp, like my entire body was limp to give her full access to fix me. Guys, bottom line is when all was said and done, I was not straight. My shirt was all like this over here. My belt and my jeans were twisted sideways. I had one man part hanging out of my boxers.
But did you die?
Listen. I'll never. So all I'm trying to say is, if y'all ever find me, this is a cry for help.
This is not. You're so dramatic.
No, this is my cry for help. If you ever find that I've been injured by working with cows or whatever, and I do in fact end up in a situation where I need someone to help dress me, please do not allow her to be the one.
Listen,
I'm begging you.
If that happens,
whatever
he will wear no underwear. He will forever have a hospital gown that literally he just requires him to be out like this. And I put it on and tie it, and the whole ass end's going to be open forever. And he's never leaving the house.
I didn't say brush my teeth. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what you would have done to me. So listen, I think that she has this secret fantasy of torture.
I don't. I was so gentle and kind.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Why am I sore today for? Every joint on my body hurts.
Because you walked at the rodeo.
No, Jamie, it happened yesterday in bed. It happened from what you did to me in bed. That's where it happened. And so what I'm trying to say is that if I ever find myself in a situation, I am begging somebody to volunteer your time. You can take whatever. I'll trade you a cow. We'll barter. You can take a cow or a calf, and whenever you think that cow or calf has run its course, then I'll give you a goat or whatever. Please, I have no cash, but we can barter. We'll barter someone just to come dress me the right way. And if you have never had a chance to do this, try it on your partner and just see if you have the gentle touch. Because this lady over here does not. I was
completely gentle. Next time Jeff's in town, you two can play that game or something. Because
I promise you, Jeff will. I'm aware because I have joint issues. I'm aware of different movements of someone and what they can and cannot do.
Oh shit, he's grinding things.
Jamie's dad's grinding stuff. We better go. He's out there I hear the grinding tool. What in the world's your dad grinding?
I don't know, but I thought he was doing that door over there, not this one.
All I hear is a grinding tool. No, I'll not be using pull-ups. Thank you very much. Even though maybe I will. I don't know.
No, because his knees can't take it. It's like I barely touched his knees. Like, ah.
If y'all could have seen, there's some things that we cannot video, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I will say this. Never again will we ever play that game.
But yes, you're going to do it to me and then we'll talk about it.
Yes, I will do it to her because I wanted her to see how it feels
I won't whine. Such a whiner. So dramatic.
We'll see. We'll see if you don't whine. What do they call that? Camel toe? Not camel toe. What do they call that?
Moose
What?
knuckle.
No.
I don't know.
We'll see if I can get her to whine or not. Thank y'all for watching. We're so blessed to have you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If I do get out and about today, no Lex. I will say this. There's no Lex because this is his spring break, and this is an odd number year, which means by court decree, his mom gets him spring breaks on odd numbered years. So I will not have him this weekend or even next weekend. So that's sad. But Lex stays busy. He's in soccer now, and he got a lot going on. So they actually have soccer practice even during his spring break. So even if I was to go pick him up a day or two, I'd have to take him back to practice because he does not want to miss practice. So he's in soccer right now. He made that soccer team. I'm so proud of him. He goes to a school that has a lot of athletes. And I'm not saying this in a mean way, but it's kind of a stereotype. Okay, fine. But he goes to a school with a large Hispanic population. And so Lex, who is more of his dad's side of the family as far as his athleticism goes, we're not really known for our soccer skills, but Lex is very athletic, and he did make his team, and I'm so proud of him for that. And so he'll be playing soccer, and so they're practicing this week. So Jamie will be traveling for a little bit, but we'll keep you informed. And
I am not sure how many videos. I'm going to make a call out here. I am not sure how many videos I'm going to produce this week.
I'm going to suggest something then. And I don't mean this in any kind of a disrespectful way to Kendra or Xander or to you or your mom, but I do believe that people would be heavily invested in seeing for themselves what a tornado ravaged home looks like.
Yes, I intend to do that, but I'm just making a call out that my schedule may be off this weekend because my family is going to come first, and I'm still working.
That happens.
So that's where I'm at. I just am making no promises. Is where what I'm saying.
How about I make you one video for each day this week? I'll do one chicken video. I'll post to your channel. I'll do one horse video. I'll post to your channel. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I have a few that I've made.
And I will do that until you get back home and can start back on your own videos. Okay. And I will not even talk very much. I'll be really, really quiet. And if I do talk, I'll have note cards of things that you can jot down ahead of time of things that I can and cannot say.
You just take care of the animals.
Hey, y'all.
You just take care of the animals. I'll take care of my videos and my lives. How about that?
Okay, I can do the hey y'all part pretty easy.
That's so sweet.
But anyway, well, listen, thank you guys for joining us for coffee. We will absolutely bring you guys some updates on what Jamie's dad's doing with the grinder, because I'm just dying to know what he's grinding away out.
Thank you all so much for supporting Xander and Kendra. I see a lot of people asking about what else that they can do. I don't know anything yet. I don't know anything yet, but thank you so much for helping them and for being so sweet and kind. The most you could do right now, say a few prayers for them and anyone else that was impacted, because they aren't the only ones.
Somebody else wants to say their goodbyes.
He's so disappointed. Look at him. He's like, "Are you done yet? Can you be done yet? Where are the chickens? I need to see the chickens."
He does want to see the chickens. Thank you guys for watching this morning. We love you so very much. We're blessed to have you. And we will catch you guys on the next video.
Bye, y'all. I'm
going to replay the thing from Journey last night so y'all can see that one last time if you jumped in late. We'll end it with that.
full of autumn shadows, flashing in the night. Street lights, people living just upon emotion and hiding somewhere in the night.
Look at all the people on the field.
Don't stop believing. Yeah. We were pretty good. Houston brought it, man. Are they not going to finish? They want us to keep going?
The power went out.
The power went out. Yeah. The drummer is playing. They lost their power. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. They broke, something broke.
No, it really is broken.
Something really did break, and they had to run off and grab something. All these guys over here got flashlights. They're trying to fix something that broke. Something did break.
Oh, we thought it was all like we were supposed to
Yeah,
sing.
we thought we were supposed to sing. They got guys scrambling all over the stage trying to fix it. Look, they got guys everywhere trying to fix this, whatever went out on them. We thought we were all singing on purpose, like they wanted us to sing.
Like, oh, this is where we're going with
Yeah.
this.
And I'm like, wait, we got to keep going?
And then everybody was like, wait,
Wait,
stopped.
they completely stopped. And they're all like with flashlights running around all over the stage. Look,
Well,
yeah, someone's going to get fired over this one.
they're leaving. Concert's over.
Guys, they're taking the band off the stage.
Dad?
They're taking the band off stage. Oh no.
They're taking the band off the stage.
They're pulling the band off stage. Is there something going on? Like bad?
There's the drummer.
So they're pulling the band off stage. And they have a bodyguard around them, sheriffs. Security is all around them. I don't know what they want.
That was it.
Well, let's go ahead and go.